Hello everyone, I'm back with the new video of English, and today I'm going to discuss about the first lesson of your English language, that is the sentence. And this video we are going to take for the revision of your lesson number 1, the sentence, which is coming in your unit 1. Alright, in the previous chapter we have done the revision of literature part, and I hope you have all understood and you are preparing for your exams. Now today we are going to take lesson number 1, sentence. Now first of all, before starting the sentence, you have already learnt about the sentence, what is a sentence. So I want you to tell me the definition of a sentence. What is a sentence? You can describe it or you can define it in your own words also, whatever you have understood. Now give me the definition of sentence. Alright, now I will also tell you that a sentence is a group of words arranged in such a way that they give complete meaning or sense. Right? This is the definition you have learnt. All right, now let's discuss this definition with an example. Now here you can see there are two columns, column A and column B. Now in the first column there are some words, and in column B also there are some words. Now I am going to read these words. Now in column A, hot it is today, how. Now column B, how hot it is today. Column A again, number 2, tails long have monkeys. Column B, monkeys have long tails. Column A, number 3, an hour I met ago her. Column B, number 3, I met her an hour ago. Now if you look carefully in these two columns, you can see or you will find that the words in column A and the words in column B are same. The same set of words that is in column A is also in column B. But what is the difference? What is the basic difference between these two columns? When the words are same, what is the difference? The difference is that in column A the words are in jumbled form, and in column B they are set as the sentence. How? Because as the definition says that a sentence is a group of words that are arranged in such a way that they give complete meaning or sense. It means that when the group of words are set in such a way, or they are kept in such a manner that they give us complete meaning, or they tell us what they want to say, they make us understand what is the meaning of those group of words, they are known as a sentence. All right, now note, a sentence contains a verb and a subject. Now this is the very important part of the sentence chapter, is that always remember that a sentence will always have a verb and a subject. Without a verb and a subject, the sentence is incomplete. Now, what is a verb and a subject? Verb is an action or doing word which is necessary in the sentence. Then only we can say that what is this sentence all about? What is going on that sentence? And a subject, who is performing that action, who is doing that action, that means the verb, is known as a subject, or about whom we are talking in the sentence is the subject. All right, so a sentence must have a verb and a subject. For example, here you can see, I am not going home. Are you hungry? What a beautiful painting it is. And please shut the door. These are 4 examples I have taken, and these all are in different kinds. That means there are 4 kinds of sentences that you will study in your next chapter, kinds of sentences. But here it is 4 examples of 4 kinds of sentences. Now, what are the points to remember about the sentences? A sentence is a group of words which makes complete meaning. Now this thing you should just keep in your mind, that a sentence is group of words which makes complete meaning or which gives us complete sense. All right, so that is a group of words is called a sentence. Now next important thing that you should always remember about a sentence is the sentence always begins with capital letter and ends with full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. It means that whenever you write a sentence, whenever you say that these group of words are sentence, so what you need to put, that group of words, the first letter should be the capital, and the end of that sentence, that group of words should end with a full stop, question mark, or an exclamation mark. Then only it will be a complete sentence. If you have not put any punctuation marks, these all are known as punctuation marks, like full stop, question mark, exclamation mark, these all are your punctuation marks. So if a sentence is not, if a group of words is not ending with one of these punctuation marks, it will be taken as incomplete sentence. So always remember two things: to start a sentence, it will start with a capital letter always, and it will always end with a punctuation mark, either full stop, question mark, or exclamation mark. It depends on the kind of the sentence. All right, so quickly I will give you 2-3 points again about the sentences before I start a phrase. All right, so first thing, because there are so many confusion about phrase and a sentence, so first let me give you a summary of a sentence. Sentence is a group of words. First thing what you will remember, sentence is a group of words that make complete sense or that gives us complete meaning. All right, second thing, a sentence will always have a verb and a subject. You can say a sentence contains a verb and a subject, or you can say a sentence must have a verb and a subject. Next is the third thing about the sentence is a sentence will always begin with capital letter and will end with punctuation mark. It can be a full stop, question mark, or an exclamation mark. All right, so these three things, it should be on your tips about sentence. Now the second part of this chapter is phrase. Now you have learned about sentence, what is a sentence. Now next is phrase. Now just listen it very carefully, that what is a phrase, because if you are not going to take phrase, if you are not going to understand this what is a phrase is, then there can be a confusion between sentence and a phrase for you. All right, so I'll be discussing the differences also, but first I will explain you what is a phrase. Now because according to the definition, a phrase, a group of words that makes partial sense or does not make complete sense, is said to be a phrase. It means that phrase is also a group of words. Phrase is also a group of words that makes partial sense. Children, partial means incomplete or half. That you those group of words which are giving you something, which are making you understand something, but you are not getting it completely. All right, there is an incomplete sense where there is a phrase. So whenever there is a phrase, it will not give you complete meaning. All right, so it is, phrase is a group of words which gives partial, or you can say half meaning, or you can say incomplete meaning, or it will not complete sense, is known as a phrase. For example, here, at night, on the table, behind the chair. Now here in the example you can see these are also a group of words: at night, on the table, behind the chair. But if I say at night, so you will ask what? At night, all right, at night means raat ko, but what? Right, so are you getting me? On the table, oh, I said okay, on the table. So you are understanding, I am saying on the table. You will look at the table, that what is on the table, but you are not you are not getting that what I want to say, what is on the table, or what you are going to do on the table. All right. So because the sense is incomplete, that's why it is called a phrase. Behind the chair, if I just directly say you that, okay, behind the chair, what is behind the chair? You don't know, because it is lacking a subject. All right, it is lacking subject. Behind the chair, it is lacking subject or not? What is behind the chair? So when we will answer what, ball is behind the chair. If I say ball is behind the chair, full stop. Now here the sentence completes. Ball is your subject, is your verb, and behind the chair is your phrase, and then full stop. Now the sentence is complete. Now you are getting that I am talking about the ball that is behind the chair. All right. So understood. So that means the phrase is a group of words. Phrase is also a group of words arranged in proper way. Arranged in proper way, but they are not giving you complete meaning. They are giving you partial meaning, half meaning, or you can say incomplete meaning. It is not giving you complete sense that you want, what I am going to, what I want to say. All right. So when I added a subject and a verb here in the phrase and a full stop, then it came a complete sentence. All right. So let the sentence be here only. Just talk about the phrase first now. Now, what are the points you should remember about the phrase? There were the 3 points that you should remember about a sentence. Now here there are more than 3 points which you should remember about a phrase. Now phrase is different from a sentence. Always remember that phrase and a sentence are not same to same. They are not same. Why? Because if you will say that phrase is also a group of words and sentence is also a group of words. Yes, this is true that phrase and sentence both are group of words, but phrase is a group of words which uh, makes incomplete sense or which does not make complete sense, and sentence is a group of words which gives us complete sense or complete meaning. All right, so that's why phrase is different from sentence. A phrase does not make a complete sense. Already I have told you that phrase will not make complete sense. You will not get what that group of words wants to say. All right. Third thing, a phrase does not contain a verb and a subject. Now if a group of words which is having a verb and a subject, you can't say that it is a phrase, because the first identity of a phrase is that it will not contain a subject and a verb as we have in sentence. Next is, a phrase can be converted into a sentence by adding a verb and a subject. Now I have already told you that a phrase does not contain a verb and a subject, but if we add a subject and a verb in a phrase, it will be a complete sentence. So we can convert a phrase in sentence by adding a verb and a subject. Next is, it does not contain punctuation marks or capital letters. Like you add punctuation mark and you start the sentence in capital letter. The phrase is just opposite to it. The phrase will not contain any punctuation mark and it will neither start with capital letter. It will always start with small letter, as you can see in the example. I have written at night on the table behind the chair. Now here you can see the starting at A is small letter, on O is small, and behind B is small, and there is no punctuation marks at the end of these phrases. So phrase does not contains any punctuation marks or any capital letter. All right. Now how to convert a phrase in a sentence? You have to just add a verb and a subject. So let me give you points that you can keep on your tips about phrase. Now first thing, A group of words, first point, a group of words that makes partial sense or does not makes complete sense, or it gives you complete incomplete meaning, is called phrase. Second thing, phrase is different from sentence. Phrase and sentence are not same. Third, phrase does not contain a verb and a subject. Fourth, phrase can be converted into a sentence by adding a subject and a verb. Fifth, phrase does not contain any punctuation mark and capital letters. Alright, so these are the 5 points you have to remember about phrase, and there were 3 points you will remember about a sentence. Now when you will keep these things on your tips, you will be able to differentiate between phrase and a sentence very easily. There is nothing very complicated. Just remember these points and then just recall in your minds again and again. Just recall it, and then you can differentiate easily. Alright, now let's have a look in the worksheet which you have to do today. Now children, this is the worksheet which you have to do today, and this is a revision worksheet for your unit exams. Now you are going to have online classes and you have already practiced it in your class test, that how the questions will come. Questions are going to come in MCQs, in the form of MCQs, true false, take the correct answer, or you can say fill in the blanks, whatever. Alright, so you are going to do revision accordingly in that way only. So now this work you will do, this revision work you have to submit, and this work you will do in your English language notebooks, and then you will submit it. I have not given here the answers because I am going to discuss about these questions first, discuss about whatever I have given you here, then I am going to tell you the answers. Alright, so first you have to understand what are these questions, how are these questions given, and then you are going to try it yourself. And then if you don't know, if you are not if you are having any doubt about your answers, you can take from here. Now this is your submitting worksheet. You will submit it on 21st July 2020, and then you will do this work in your language notebooks, and then you will first of all you will put day, date and worksheet number on the top of the page, as you always do. I hope you all are doing this. So here you can see worksheet number 26, and the left side I have written the date, in the right side I have written the day. Now you will put revision here, lesson, the sentence. Now first question is you choose the correct answer, and here the first is a sentence contains a, there are 3 options given: verb and a subject, verb and predicate, noun and pronoun. So what will be the answer? Yes, you can try it. Yes, the first one. A sentence contains a verb and subject. So what you will do, you will write here A, and then verb and subject, like this. Alright, in your answer notebooks, in your notebooks. Second is the correct example of a phrase is. Now if you know that what is a phrase, if you know all about the phrase, what is phrase, then you can identify that from these 3 options which one is the correct example of a phrase. Now here, under the chair, under the chair, under the chair, these three options are having same group of words, but what is the difference? You have to find out that which will be the correct example. Now if you know about the phrase, that a phrase does not has a subject and a verb. Now subject and a verb, all these 3 options do not have subject and a verb. Next is a phrase does not has punctuation mark or capital letter. Now in the first, if I see the under the chair, now it is having full stop here at the end. That means it is definitely not a phrase, because phrase does not have punctuation mark. Next is under the chair. Now here in the second option, you can see it is starting with a capital letter, and you know that a phrase does not have or does not starts with capital letter. So again this option is definitely not right. Now third, under the chair. Now it is starting with small letter, and it does not have any verb or a subject, and it also does not have any full stop or any other punctuation mark. That means the correct example of a phrase is option number C, under the chair. All right. Yes. Now, next is a sentence always starts with. Now, the three things I have told you what is a sentence, all right, and what does sentence have, and how does it starts. Now, it always starts with capital letter, small letter, or none of these. Now, if you are knowing about the sentence properly, that you know that sentence always starts with capital letter. So your answer will be option number A, capital letter. Got it? Now, next is a phrase does not makes. Now, a phrase does not makes partial sense, complete sense, or incomplete sense. Now, here read the line properly, read the sentence properly. It is saying does not. That means it is a negative sentence. A phrase does not makes what? Partial sense, complete sense, or incomplete sense. Partial sense, the phrase does makes partial sense. All right. Second is phrase does not makes complete sense. Yes, phrase does not makes complete sense. Partial and incomplete are the one and the same thing. All right. So the answer will be B, complete sense. All right. Fifth is a phrase can be converted into a sentence by adding. Now I have told you that phrase can be converted into a sentence, but we need to add something to the phrase to make it a sentence. So what are those two things that we need to make a phrase, or that we need to convert a phrase into a sentence? First is subverb and a subject, noun and an adjective, verb and an adverb. What? Which one will be the answer? Yes, A, verb and a subject. So you will write, I have forgotten to leave space here, but you will leave space, and then you will write answer option verb and a subject, because we have to make a sentence out of phrase. Sentence always has a verb and a subject. So if we want to make a phrase a sentence, we will have to add verb and a subject. Now true, false. Now here also you need to read the sentence very carefully. All right. First is a sentence starts with capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. Is it so? Yes. Sentence always starts with capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. It can be any punctuation mark, it can be full stop, it can be question mark, or it can be a exclamation mark. The next sentence is a sentence and a phrase are same. Is it so? Is it so? A sentence and a phrase are same? No. Sentence and phrase are not same. Why? Because sentence, both are group of words, but sentence gives us complete meaning and the phrase gives us incomplete meaning. So this is false. Next is we cannot convert a phrase into a sentence. We cannot convert a phrase into a sentence. Why? In these fifth sentence, what we were doing, we converted a phrase into a sentence by adding a verb and a subject. So here it is saying that we cannot add, but we can convert. All right, we can convert phrase into a sentence by adding verb and subject. So that means this is false sentence. Next is a phrase does not make complete sense. Now, phrase does not make complete sense. Yes, phrase does not make complete sense as it is not having a subject and a verb. So this is true. Last one is on the table is an example of sentence. Now, is it an example of a sentence? Yes, because a phrase, this is also a group of words. All right, this is on the table. O is starting with small letter and there is no punctuation mark at the end of the group of words. So that means on the table is the example of a sentence. Sorry, it is asking sentence. No, this is not a sentence because there is no subject and a verb. It is not starting with capital letter and is also not ending with any punctuation mark. So it is not an example of sentence. It is saying that it is an example of sentence, but it is not because it is an example of phrase. So this is false sentence. Now next is fill in the blanks. First is a sentence and a phrase are dashed from each other. What? Are different from each other. Alright. Second is a phrase does not contain a dash and dash. What does not phrase contain? Phrase does not contains a verb and a subject. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete meaning. A dash does not have capital letter and punctuation mark. What does not have capital letter and punctuation marks? Phrase does not have. Yes. Alright. So like this you have to prepare your chapters and then you will do your preparation for your unit test. Now next I want to tell you that I have given you the revision of literature, but here also something was left in that revision part. So this is for your practice. This literature part you will not submit. All right, you will just submit your language homework. This is just for your revision that you have to do practice in literature notebook. This you will do in your literature notebook but need not to submit it. You will just submit your language portion. First is write the character sketch of first word from the chapter A Tale of Two Birds. Now if you have done in your notebooks, it is well and good. Just add your words and then do practice, and if you have not done, it is good for you only. You will try and write your own answer. Next is write the character sketch of second word from the chapter A Tale of Two Birds. But I think I have done both the character sketches. Alright, so try to add your words and try to write in your own words while you are doing the revision of this chapter. Next, you will learn word meanings also. Word meanings will also come, and this literature work will not be submitted. Alright, so I hope you have understood the chapter sentence properly, and if you have not understood, watch this video again and again. You will definitely understand. You will definitely make out that what is a phrase and what is a sentence. It will be easy for you to differentiate between these two when you will watch this video again and again. Alright, so till the next video, thank you and best of luck for your first unit exams.